What's up guys, Jace here once again, back in a new video for you guys today. Well, here we are with a final 4K Blu-ray update of 2021. It's been a crazy year, lots of movie buying, more collecting, 4K upgrades, new movies on Blu-ray. The addiction really is real guys, it still is and it will be I think in 2022 because a lot of good stuff coming out. So really excited to be here to show you everything I picked up in the last few months to the end of the year. As always, leave your comments below and let's get started with this 4K Blu-ray update. So the first part here, as always, is miscellaneous titles from a variety of different companies. First one from Madman Entertainment, a really good Australian film, 20th year anniversary Chopper with my man Eric Bana, and this is a great film. They actually did a cinema screening of this a couple of months ago in a variety of different cinemas, and for all you international viewers out there, if you haven't checked this out, watch it. It's one of the best Australian movies of all time, Chopper. Great stuff. And now another one that I'm sure most of people have seen, a great Australian classic. Well, this is a trilogy of movies, Crocodile Dundee. This I got from Amazon US, and I love these movies. I grew up with them, I still watch them today. I actually watched the first two recently to check out the Blu-ray transfers, and they were great because I only had all of them on DVD, but I'm glad I got it on Blu-ray now. So Paul Hogan, love the first one especially. Even the second one was a great action movie too. The third one was okay, probably not really necessary, but still fun. But really happy to have the Crocodile Dundee trilogy on Blu-ray. Next one, I did a bit of a trade and a few little swaps here and there with my boy Paul from Melbourne, great friend of mine. He's actually just done a video as well, so check that out, 4K Blu-ray update. So yeah, he gave me Happy Gilmore, Adam Sandler. We talk a lot about Adam Sandler in the Hangouts, you know, like Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, all his movies, we always quote them. So he was upgrading to a double pack. He bought Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison. So I actually couldn't remember if I had this on Blue and I didn't, so really happy to have it now. One of my favorite Adam Sandlers, and always enjoy these sporting movies. That's Happy Gilmore. Next one is from Umbrella Entertainment. I showed a bit of these last time. They're doing a lot of double packs, and this is another one. We got the Humphrey Bogart double trouble pack. We got Tokyo Joe and Knock on Any Door. I haven't seen these movies yet. I think they're film noirs. Big Bogart fan, as I said last time, so definitely getting more into his films that not a lot of people talk about. I've seen all the big ones, but these are more sort of less known titles. So the Humphrey Bogart double feature pack. Another one from Umbrella Entertainment, another one I haven't seen yet, is Gloria, starring Gina Rollins. This is actually directed by John Cassavetes, and I'm still trying to get into his work as far as directing goes. I've still got that Criterion box set that I haven't broken into yet, so I've got to do that, and I'll add this to the watch list as well. I was a big John Cassavetes fan as an actor. I did a lot of good films, but yeah, this looks pretty good, so add this to the watch list, Gloria. Next one is a new movie that I just watched recently. I actually saw this in cinemas. I got this as a present, The Last Duel. One of the better films, I reckon, of 2021. It was really good, starring Ben Affleck is in it actually, Matt Damon and Adam Driver. Adam Driver is fantastic. He's one of those actors that just gets better and better. I can see him getting an Oscar pretty soon. He's one of the best actors of the generation, I reckon. Matt Damon's great, and Ben Affleck is just as good as well. Jodie Comer, really good too. So this is one of those sort of medieval, kind of like a whodunit as well, and love story drama. So yeah, it's sort of done in 3 parts, directed by Ridley Scott. Highly recommend this one, The Last Duel. Next one is a real favorite of mine. I love the whodunit sort of genre. They don't make a lot of those anymore, but I do love it. And this came out recently from Warner Archive. Had the DVD, but I'm so glad I did the upgrade. The Last of Sheila. Fantastic movie with a whole host of great actors and actresses. You got Richard Benjamin, Diane Cannon, Raquel Welch, Ian McShane, James Mason. The list really goes on, James Coburn as well. Yeah, if you love whodunit films, I highly recommend this. I've talked a lot about it. My friends Carson and Bryn, they love this film as well. A lot of people are starting to check it out now on Letterboxd, but yeah, fantastic film, The Last of Sheila. Next one is another one I'm really looking forward to watching because of the director and the actor, The Pawnbroker from BFI Films, and this stars Rod Steiger, who's probably one of the better character actors of all time. Such a fantastic actor, and this is directed by Sidney Lumet, who I've watched a lot of his films. He's done some great films over the years. Yeah, one of the best directors of all time as well. So this is one of his more well-known titles that I haven't seen, so I look forward to checking it out very soon, The Pawnbroker. Next one is my boy Trini, who I'll thank him here now. He helps me out with a lot of titles that I can't get in Australia, and with the shipping, everything like that. So again, for the whole year, Trini, thanks very much, man. I really appreciate it, and thanks for all your friendship as well. He actually gave me this title because he had doubles of it. It's an Arrow Video title, Pray for Death. It's sort of a martial arts samurai movie, I believe. I haven't seen it yet, but I have been getting more of these titles over the last year or so because Eureka and Arrow are bringing out a lot of these titles. So yeah, look forward to checking this out in the new year, Pray for Death. And now another one from 2021. This one I think is sitting in my top 10. Matt Damon again in Stillwater. This was a really good movie as well. Very different role for Matt Damon. I love when actors go into these more dramatic roles. I thought he was fantastic. You got Abigail Breslin as well. Probably remember her, the little girl from Little Miss Sunshine. She's grown up now. This is based on a true story, so I don't want to give too much away, but I highly recommend for all people checking out movies from this year to check this one out. Stillwater, good film. And then the last one from this pile, really excited when I saw this was coming out on Blu and in a nice little set. You got one of the best Korean War movies of all time, Tagugi, The Brotherhood of War. This, in my way, is probably my favorite war movies, and I'm even counting, you know, it's probably up there with Saving Private Ryan, Platoon, Apocalypse Now. These movies, this in my way, is really up there. They're fantastic. I don't know, Korean movies, they're so emotional. They bring that drama, that high intensity, and the acting as well. This is a tearjerker too. It's such a great movie, and I highly recommend, because everyone now is getting into, like, you know, since Parasite came out, everyone's getting into all these Korean movies. And it's funny because a lot of my friends, we're just sitting back, we've seen all those and we're laughing, like we're trying to recommend all these titles to other people. So Tagugi, The Brotherhood of War, I highly recommend this one if you love war films. Great film. So that's that. Okay, let's move on to Indicator, because Indicator did they had a 5th year anniversary sale recently. I think it was about 50% off, something like that. So naturally I picked up some titles. I do love Indicator. They just don't do a lot of sales throughout the year, which is unfortunate, but got some titles and I have watched all these. First one is Bad 373 with Robert Duvall. This is based on a true story, I believe. They did a lot of these movies in the 70s. You know, Dirty Harry kind of probably started the trend, and then they did a lot more of these films. Robert Duvall, a great actor, obviously from, you know, fame from Godfather and Godfather Part 2. This was okay, it's nothing special. It's one of those ones that sort of just comes and goes, probably not highly memorable or rewatchable in my opinion, but not bad. That's Bad 373. Next one, I really enjoyed this one. It is a film by Alan Parker, Birdie, starring Matt Modine from Full Metal Jacket and a young Nicolas Cage. I think this is one of his first earlier films anyway. A really good film about the sort of effects of war and a very sort of psychological drama in a way. So always loved Nicolas Cage, I've said many times throughout the year, and Matt Modine, his performance in this was great, and I think I can tell Stanley Kubrick watched this and then casted him in Full Metal Jacket. So yeah, good film, Birdie. Next one, directed by Sidney Pollack, another kind of war film. That again, they did a lot of these films. This one kind of compared to like a Where Eagles Dare, Castle Keep with my man Burt Lancaster. Of course, he's done a lot of great war Western movies as well. This is okay again. It's about a 3 out of 5. There's some good action towards the end. The dialogue is kind of corny and it's a little bit cheesy. Sometimes you expect that with some of these like 60s, 70s movies, but it's all right, but again, nothing special. Castle Keep. Next one, I really enjoyed this one, maybe my favorite of the bunch for the Indicators, Cisco Pike. You got Gene Hackman in a really good, memorable performance, and introducing Chris Christopherson. This was his first ever movie, and a lot of you guys know him. He was a country singer and he got into acting. Pat Garrett, Billy the Kid, he was great in that. Also Convoy. So yeah, fantastic performance and really good movie. A lot of good little performances in this. Harry Dean Stanton's in this, Karen Black. So yeah, really good film and highly recommend this, Cisco Pike. Next one is another one that I really enjoyed. Bit of a sort of psychological horror drama. You got Experiment in Terror with Glenn Ford and Lee Remick. Glenn Ford's such a great actor in all these film noirs, and Lee Remick was such a great actress as well. This is good. This is sort of, yeah, like a horror, sort of serial killer vibe in there as well. So fantastic. I'm really glad I got this one because I do enjoy these type of movies where it keeps you on the edge of your seat and a lot of tension built up throughout the film. And yeah, good film. Experiment in Terror. Next one, I watched this during the Western month. Really glad to pick this one up as well. Geronimo, American legend. Obviously, this is based on a true story about Geronimo. All you Western buffs will know all your history about that. Great cast. You got Robert Duvall, Gene Hackman, Wes Studi, and Jason Patric. Great acting in all. A lot of good like shootouts and battles in this. And yeah, Wes Studi, you probably remember him, Magwai from The Last of the Mohicans. He was in Heat. He plays Geronimo. Fantastic performance and a good film. This is directed by Walter Hill, who did a few westerns, so glad to have it in the collection. That's Geronimo. Next one, wasn't big on this one. This is maybe the worst of the pile for me. You got Jack Lemmon, Sissy Spacek in Missing. I'm not a fan of her really. Every time I watch her in movies, I just can't believe her as an actress. Sorry. I don't know what it is. Jack Lemmon was okay. He's been in better movies, let's just say that. I think this is actually based on a true story. It's kind of like his son goes missing in like Venezuela, I believe, or Costa Rica, one of the countries, and he has to go after him, and Sissy Spacek is kind of the wife, and yeah, it's all that, but something just lacking for me in this one, Missing. Next one is a movie directed by Norman Jewison, who's done a lot of good films. A Soldier Story. Again, this is kind of like a courtroom kind of drama. You got a young Denzel Washington in this as well. I believe this is probably one of his earlier films. He was good. Yeah, again, it's probably one that I could only watch once, or maybe not come back to for a few years anyway. It was okay. Some good acting in there, but nothing sort of to bring me back anytime soon. That is A Soldier Story. And then the last indicated title, directed by Terrence Young. He did a few of the earlier Bond films. You got Charles Bronson in The Valachi Papers. And this is actually based on a true story about a guy in a mob. This came out just after the Godfather movie, so it's probably overlooked, I can see. It is good. It's not as good as those films, but Charles Bronson gives a really good performance as Joe Valachi, and yeah, there's a lot of good dialogue in this, a lot of good like action, and yeah, if you love mobster gangster films, this is definitely one to check out. That is The Valachi Papers. So that's that. Okay, we're gonna get Kino Lorber, and Kino Lorber is one of my favorite companies. They do a lot of sales throughout the year, and I always have to get something from Kino, so got a nice little pile here. First one, some I've seen, some I haven't. Double feature, Anthony Quinn, The Ride Back and Man from Del Rio. Haven't seen these are two westerns. A big fan of Anthony Quinn. He's done a lot of good movies over the years. Did a lot of good westerns, war films. So yeah, look forward to checking The Ride Back and The Man from Del Rio. This one I have seen, Career Opportunities, obviously young Jennifer Connelly, John Hughes. Good film, just an easy watch comedy, so Career Opportunities, happy to have that. Then we have Beach Red, Colonel Wilde, I think he directed this as well. He also did Naked Prey, that was a really good film. This apparently is one of the good underlooked war films, so I look forward to checking it out, Beach Red. Then we have another Western directed by Anthony Mann, James Stewart in Bend of the River. One of the Westerns I haven't seen from James Stewart because I have seen quite a few of his. But so yeah, look forward to checking that out soon, Bend of the River. We got my man Roger Moore, Gold. I've been watching a lot of Roger Moore's movies in the last year or so, apart from the Bond films obviously. A lot of them are actually on Kino, which is great. So there's another one to check out, Gold, Susanna York. Then I had to get this. This is about the 4th or 5th time I bought this movie in the past like 5-6 years now. The Good, the Bad and the Ugly on 4K, Kino Lorber. So yeah, I was tossing and turning about getting this because the Kino Blu-ray looks fantastic. It really does, but apparently this is an upgrade. This actually has the theatrical version, which I'm happy about because that's my favorite version of the film. So yeah, now that I've got the 4K TV, I can really enjoy this and look forward to watching it probably over the Christmas break again. The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. Next one, I really enjoyed. I only watched this last week. Macaulay Culkin in The Good Son. This is just after we did the Home Alone films, and this is very different to the Home Alone movies, let me say that. Young Elijah Wood here as well. Good movie, The Good Son. Then we've got another Western. I have seen this one, spaghetti Western. Joseph Cotton, directed by Sergio Corbucci, one of the best spaghetti Western directors. The Hellbenders. Yeah, this is not bad. It's not one of the best of the genre, but not a bad one. The Hellbenders. Then we've got Peter Fonda, always been a favorite of mine. You know, all the movies he did in the 70s and late 60s, Highballin'. I think this is a bit of a trucker type movie, and I always enjoy those. So yep, Peter Fonda in Highballin'. Then we got another spaghetti Western, The Hills Run Red. I don't know much about this, but the trailer looked interesting, and always love a Western, so The Hills Run Red. This one I have seen, directed by Sam Peckinpah. I've virtually nearly seen all his movies. My man Steve McQueen, another one of my favorite actors. Junior Boner, yeah, good film. Not one of McQueen's best or Peckinpah's best, but still good and, you know, relevant to Steve McQueen's career in a way. Next one, another Western, looks good. Macho Callahan, don't know much about it, but it looked good from the trailer, and I love my Westerns. Macho Callahan. This one again looked really good as well. Christopher Walken, another one of my favorites. Shoot the Sun Down. You don't really see him in a lot of Westerns, so this sort of was curious to me. Shoot the Sun Down. Another Western, Henry Fonda, directed by Don Siegel. Stranger on the Run. Got the slip here, which looks really nice. So yeah, plenty of Westerns keep you going over Christmas. Stranger on the Run. Then we have Charles Bronson, another Western, The Valdez's Horses, again with a slip. Yeah, again, I haven't seen this one. So yeah, like I said, plenty of Westerns to watch over the break. The Valdez Horses. And the last one here, not a Western, Rutger Hauer from Blade Runner, Wanted Dead or Alive. I believe this is like just a fun 80s action movie. I enjoy these sometimes. They're easy watching, and look forward to seeing Rutger Hauer in another role, Wanted Dead or Alive. So there we go. Is that okay? And now we get on to a couple of Eureka titles. Again, they've had sales throughout the year. Eureka's really upping their game. They're bringing out a lot of good titles, a lot of spaghetti Westerns, martial arts movies, a lot of good stuff. First one here, I just got this in the mail, Champion with Kirk Douglas. Love my boxing movies. Kirk Douglas is one of the best actors of all time. Such a good actor, and yeah, always love sporting boxing movies. So yeah, Champion, look forward to checking that out soon. Another one, I haven't seen this one yet, and like I just said, they're bringing out a lot of martial arts, like samurai type movies, Duel to the Death. So this one looks really good. Lots of violence, lots of sword, samurai action. So yeah, can't wait to watch this, Duel to the Death. And then they also bring out like a lot of Hong Kong crime dramas as well. And this is another one that I haven't seen yet, directed by Ringo Lam, Full Alert. So yeah, this one looks pretty good. I also got that one I showed last time, Wild Search. I think this is the same director. So I've got a couple of these type movies to watch, Full Alert. And then I was really happy to finally grab this one and get this one on Blu-ray. Joan Crawford, one of the legendary actresses of all time in Johnny Guitar, directed by Nicholas Ray. A very different Western, very non-typical to the genre. So yeah, fantastic, really nice set here too. The yellow, and you got the booklet and the thing as well. A lot of special features there. Yeah, this is a good film. It's probably in my, I think it's in my top 40, 50 favorite Westerns. Like I said, to have a female sort of lead in a Western is quite different, and yeah, it's fantastic. So that is Johnny Guitar. And then the last one of this pile, I am expecting a few other titles, but you'll probably see that in the next update next year. This is the Sabata trilogy. Like I said, bringing out a lot of spaghetti Westerns, so I'm really happy to grab this. I do have the first two on Kino Lorber, but I didn't have the third one, so I thought just another rebuy. I don't know why I do it sometimes, but yeah, this comes with Sabata, Adios Sabata, and Return to Sabata. So if you're a big fan of spaghetti Westerns and you haven't seen these, check it out. Lee Van Cleef was in the first and third one, and then Yul Brynner was in the Adios Sabata. So yeah, if you love those two actors, you're gonna enjoy these. Just fun spaghetti Westerns, Sabata trilogy. That's that. Okay, now we move on to Criterion. This is definitely a company I've got a lot of watches to do of Criterion, because all the ones I showed last time I haven't seen yet, and most of these I haven't seen either. So lots of Criterion watching to do over the next few months. First one I got here was Beasts of No Nation. I haven't seen this movie. I've heard really good things about it. You got Idris Elba in here. It's actually directed by Kerry Fulnagia, who just did No Time to Die, which was a really good film. I'll talk about that in another video, but yeah, Beasts of No Nation, it looks good. This one I have seen, directed by Bill Duke, deep cover, Lawrence Fishburne and Jeff Goldblum, really good like crime drama. I had a lot of fun watching this. The soundtrack was great and really happy to get this on Criterion. It looked fantastic. So that is deep cover. And then, like I said earlier in the video, trying to get into more Humphrey Bogart. So this is the one that just came out from Criterion, High Sierra. I believe this is one of his better films, apart from the big classics like Casablanca, Treasure Sierra Madre. So this is quite high up there, I'm informed. So yeah, High Sierra. You know I love my basketball, my sports, so gotta have love and basketball, right? Yeah, I don't know much about this, but if it's got anything to do with basketball and a bit of romance, I'm in. So there we go, love and basketball. Then we have Smooth Talk with Laura Dern. Yeah, always enjoy these type of movies and always loved Laura Dern back in the day. Man, she was hot. So Smooth Talk. And this is another one of the, I think it's a Chinese crime drama, I believe. Throwdown. Don't know again much about it. I know they brought this out on Eureka, but I didn't know much about it. So yeah, this looks good, Throwdown. Now we come on to some of the sets and the digipacks. I can't really pronounce this guy's name, Polish guy, Krzysztof Kowalski in Decalogue. He obviously did the Three Colors trilogy, which I really loved. Those movies were so breathtaking and really blew me away, more than I expected, obviously. So he did this Decalogue, which is like 10 shorter films. I don't know much about them at all. It's sort of based on the 10 Commandments. That's what I was told, but yeah, look forward to checking more of this guy's work through the Decalogue. Then we've got another really nice set here, Anthony Mann, who did a lot of westerns in The Furies. This is starring Barbara Stanwyck, and yeah, I've never seen this western. It's such a big box. You got a booklet there and the movie. So yeah, another western to check out over the holidays, The Furies. Then I got this one recommended to me by a lot of my pals, the 4K Blu-ray of Menace to Society. Yeah, I haven't seen this movie. I've heard a lot of good things about it over the years. We've talked about it so often on Hangouts, you know. I just never got around to watching it. And then when I heard it was coming on Criterion, I just thought I'd pick it up. So that is Menace to Society. And then another one that I've been wanting to get for quite a while, directed by Paul Schrader, who wrote Taxi Driver and also directed a lot of good films. He actually did a really good film this year called The Card Counter, which was fantastic. This is Mishima, The Life in 4 Chapters, and really nice looking box, little digipack here, the gold. And yeah, I heard this is really good and big fan of Paul Schrader, so that's why I got it. Mishima, The Life in 4 Chapters. Then we got another film. This is just an upgrade. I actually gave Paul you probably saw in his update, the Blu-ray version. So I got the 4K Blu-ray version of Mulholland Drive. This is actually my favorite David Lynch film. I really enjoy this film. It just fits my style, the mood, the vibe, the soundtrack. Naomi Watts is really good in it as well. And yeah, this is David Lynch all over, Mulholland Drive. And then another 4K Blu-ray. I have the Blu-ray of this, but I had to get the upgrades. I really love these brothers, the Safdie brothers, in Uncut Gems, starring Adam Sandler. My favorite Adam Sandler movie. I really should say that now, because I actually just watched this again the other week and I loved it. Safdie brothers, I look forward to seeing what else they bring out. Good Times was so good as well, and this, yeah, it's great sort of thriller drama, keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's anxiety inducing, it really is. It's just everything he goes through, and maybe some people can relate if you're a gambler and stuff like that, but yeah, Uncut Gems really looks nice on the Criterion as well, and I love that cover. There we go. So that's the Criterion's pickups. Now we move on to the 4Ks, and now that I've got my new TV, I've naturally been picking up a lot more 4Ks and stuff like that, a lot of upgrades. So first one here, I actually bought this from Trini because there was a flash sale of this box set quite a while ago now, and I missed out. So he sold this to me because he was buying just the individual cases, and that is the Alfred Hitchcock box set, which comes with the 4 classics, Rear Window, Vertigo, Psycho, and The Birds. Psycho being my favorite of this box, but all the others are great as well. I love Rear Window. The Birds was probably my least favorite. I wasn't that big on this, but I'm just a sucker for these type of box sets. I'll just show you a little bit. That's really cool at the back there, but yeah, it's got like a little booklet there. You got Rear Window, Vertigo, Psycho, and The Bird. So this comes with the 4K and Blu-ray. So yeah, one of the best directors. Well, I've talked so much about Hitchcock over the years, and yeah, really happy to have these now on 4K. Then we've got one of my favorites, Al Pacino, Brian De Palma, Carlito's Way. Such a great companion piece for Scarface, really. Even though they're kind of different movies, love this film. I've seen it so many times. Sean Penn, one of his best performances. And just, yeah, if you love the gangster mob movies, this is one of the best, Carlito's Way. Next one, another one of my favorite movies of all time. Really happy to get this on the 4K. This is a Steelbook limited edition of Clockwork Orange from Zavvi. And yeah, this is my favorite Kubrick. I've watched this numerous times over the years and look forward to checking it out on 4K. This comes with the Steelbook, poster, booklet, art cards, everything you really want for Clockwork Orange. So yeah, happy to have it, and always like these sets. They look good on the shelf, and yeah, I'm a sucker for them, even though I don't really need them. Another one, the set that I got from Second Sight. Love this movie as well. Always watch this during Halloween, The Guest. Such an underrated movie when it first came out, but I believe it has now a bit of a cult following. You got Dan Stevens. There might be a sequel at one point down the road, who really knows? In my opinion, one of the better sort of action movies in the last 10 years. The soundtrack, you got Monica Moreau, she was from It Follows, she's in this. And just, yeah, it just flows really well. It's only about 90 minutes or so, but yeah, really love it. And I'm sure most people have seen it. This comes with everything you want from this movie. You got poster, art cards, Blu-ray, 4K, lots of special features. So if you haven't checked this out, you can get it from a variety of places, but this is from Second Sight, The Guest. And then another 4K upgrade on set. This I got from the Black Friday sales from JB Hi-Fi, the Indiana Jones movies. And I watch these every year. I do have the Blu-ray box set. So this wasn't completely necessary, but this just only actually comes with the 4K. So now that I've got the TV, it was a bit of an upgrade. I do enjoy these movies a lot. Maybe not so much the fourth one, but first three, I mean, I grew up with them. I used to watch them all the time. So love Jones, and who knows, I think the fifth one's coming out sooner or later, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Indiana Jones on 4K. Another upgrade, one of my favorites as well from this director, Quentin Tarantino, The Inglourious Basterds. Yeah, this came out in October, I believe. Again, it's not necessary that I really need it, but yeah, I'm getting into this 4K craze. Great movie, everyone's seen this by now. One of his best, in my opinion. So many great actors. Brad Pitt was fantastic in this, and Christoph Waltz, that was really his breakout role in this movie. So yeah, good film, The Inglourious Basterds. And then another box set. I just get crazy with these box sets. I don't know, it gets me to buy it more. Another one from JB Hi-Fi that I bought during the Black Friday sale, the Karate Kid, the 3 movie collection. So this comes with first one, third one, and part 3. Yeah, I haven't seen these in such a long time. I probably wasn't that big of them as a kid. I did see them a few times. I always used to watch the 3 Ninjas a lot more than this for whatever reason. They were more fun to me, but I will probably enjoy going back to them. It might be a little nostalgic for me because it's been such a long time, but yeah, to have these now on 4K and a nice set is great. So yeah, there we go, the Karate Kid trilogy 3 movie collection. Then we got a movie that I did a trade with Paul because he has a seller that gives him a lot of Blu-rays and 4Ks and a lot of deals there. So he didn't really want this one, and a lot of people didn't like this movie. Another one that came out from 2021, M. Night Shyamalan in Old. Yeah, a lot of hate for this. This one to me kind of felt like Neon Demon. That's what it really reminded me of for some whatever reason. Not as good as that movie, but I liked it. Not Shyamalan's best, but not his worst. Yeah, maybe I'm just seeing something that others didn't, but yeah, I liked it. Old. Then another movie that I'm really looking forward to watching, because I've actually never seen this movie, Francis Ford Coppola, The Outsiders. A lot of good actors in this. Matt Dillon, Ralph Macchio, Patrick Swayze, Emilio Estevez, Tom Cruise. Lots of good actors. So yeah, never got around to watching this. Don't really know what it's about. I believe it's maybe like coming of age, kind of like a Stand By Me type thing. Who really knows? But yeah, The Outsiders. Look forward to checking this out very soon. And then another movie, I got the Steelbook. Not getting a lot of Steelbooks now these days, kind of gone off that craze a little bit. But this is from Zavvi, considered one of the best movies of all time, The Shawshank Redemption on 4K Blu-ray. So yeah, personally not one of my favorites, not in my top 10 or 20, but it is good. I can see why a lot of people love it, and is considered one of the greatest movies of all time. Tim Robbins, Morgan Freeman, everyone's seen this movie by now, so don't really need to talk about it. I will check out the 4K soon. I'm sure it looks good. So yeah, there we go, Shawshank Redemption. And then the final title in this pile, another movie that came out this year, The Suicide Squad. Yeah, this was fun. I saw this in the cinema, just a fun action movie, a lot of like silly dialogue and silly characters, but Idris Elba was good, and so was Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. To me, it was just as good as the 2016 one. I was sort of a fan of that. A lot of hate for that one. This one probably better, a lot more action, a lot more sort of adult humor and adult dialogue. But yeah, it's just okay. I'm not huge fans of these type of movies. I just watch them for entertainment's sake. So that is The Suicide Squad. Okay, and now the last part from this update, here we go, is from Imprints, and I've talked a lot about Imprint in the last year or so. It's a new company that came out in Australia last year, and they've really been going well. So good. They're bringing out a lot of titles every few months, 6 or 7 titles, a lot of movies that haven't been released previously on Blu-ray they're doing, and a lot more to come in the new year. So really looking forward to seeing what else they bring out. But here's some of the titles I did get. As Good as It Gets, Jack Nicholson. This was a really good movie. Saw this a little while ago. I think he actually won an Oscar for this, Jack Nicholson, his 3rd one, I believe. Helen Hunt, Greg Kinnear, just a fun sort of drama, romance, good movie, As Good as It Gets. Then we got sort of a love story drama, Chinese Box, with Jeremy Irons and Gong Li. Really enjoyed this. Just about a guy, he's a journalist who ends up in Hong Kong in the 90s, and yeah, a bit of a love story there. Jeremy Irons, great actor, and I liked it for whatever reason. Chinese Box. Next one is another one directed by Terrence Malick. A lot of love or hate for him, but this one was, for me, one of his better movies that I've seen. Days of Heaven, Richard Gere in this, great movie. The cinematography is amazing, like all the wheat fields, and just, yeah, if you've got a, especially now that I've got kind of a new setup, it looked fantastic, really looking nice on the upgrade. This, I think, did have a Criterion, but I never got it, but now I've got the Imprint, Days of Heaven. Another one that I picked up, I really enjoyed this movie back in the 90s, just a fun like action crime movie, Double Jeopardy, sort of in the same vein as like The Fugitive. You got Tommy Lee Jones, Ashley Judd, don't know whatever happened to her. She did a lot of good movies in the 90s, but yeah, this was good and happy to get it on the Imprint, Double Jeopardy. Another one that was quite enjoyable, Matt Dillon, Kelly Lynch, a Gus Van Sant film, Drugstore Cowboy. Again, just easy watching, got a young Heather Graham in this as well, man, smoking as well. Matt Dillon was always good in these type of movies, and yeah, Drugstore Cowboy, I had fun with. Then another one that just came out on the Imprint, directed by Sam Raimi. This came out, I think, in 2000, The Gift. Yeah, good movie, a lot of good actors and actresses. You got Cate Blanchett, Keanu Reeves, Katie Holmes, Greg Kinnear, Hilary Swank. Sort of like a psychological horror film. For whatever reason, I liked it. And you got Katie Holmes. I don't know, I always had a thing for her in movies. I don't know what it is, but yeah, The Gift. And then another one, this was a really nice movie, directed by David Lynch. Good director, not one of my like top 5, but I still really appreciate his work. The Straight Story. This is very different to a lot of David Lynch movies. It's about a true story about a guy who rides cross country to his brother in a little lawnmower, and it's a really like a sweet movie. A lot of like humor, and yeah, just a simple film, and that was really good. Cinematography wise, it's fantastic. So Straight Story, really happy to get that and watch it. And now a couple of sets to finish off this video. We've got Michael Caine in the Harry Palmer collection. Haven't seen any of these films. It comes with The Icarus File, Funeral in Berlin, and $1 Billion Brain. So yeah, these movies came out in the mid-60s. This was sort of the beginning of Michael Caine's career, so it looks pretty good. And like I said, Imprints bring out a lot of nice things, and these sets are really good, and yeah, look forward to watching that. And then the big one, I was sort of tossing, turning about getting this because, yeah, I wasn't really sure about it, but like I said over many times in these videos, I've been getting into a lot of foreign cinema over the last oh, you could say 3 or 4 years, 5 years now. So yeah, I had to get it. I got it through the Black Friday sales. I'm gonna spoil the name, so I don't really want to say it, but I got the collaborations box set, the Cinema of Zhang Zumi and Gong Li. So there we go. This is, yeah, fantastic set. Comes with 8 films. Again, my pronunciations will be wrong, but Red Seokrum, Joe Du, Raise the Red Lantern, The Story of Quinn Ju, To Live, Shanghai Triad, Curse of the Golden Flower, and Coming Home. So that's what comes in this set. Gong Li, she was a really good actress. As I said, she was in the Chinese box that I just watched, and I've seen her in a few other films as well. So yeah, really looking forward to breaking into this set because it's fantastic. It's quite a bulky set, and really happy to have it. So yeah, lots of cinema to watch in the holidays, that's for sure. So that'll do it, guys. We're on about 35 minutes here. So yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed what you've seen here today. Let me know what you think in the comments. And this gives me a good time to say Merry Christmas to you all. Hope you have a really good holiday festive season if you celebrate that. Happy New Year. Hopefully 2022 is a bit better for everyone with this crazy world we're in now. Who knows what's going to happen? So we just got to ride with the punches and go with the flow, like I say. You don't really know what's going to happen. So, but I hope it's a good year for you all. I'm sure we're going to be back here still collecting movies and watching movies anyway, and everything like that. So hope you season's greetings to all your families, everything like that as well. And I'm sure I'll be back next year. Yeah, I've kind of, you know, I only get motivation to do these videos every now and again, so I just do it when I feel like it. I may be doing a stream of the best of 2021. I haven't really confirmed that yet, but I might get on with some of my pals and just do a, you know, like a light 2-hour, 3-hour stream about the best of 2021, if that's of interest to anyone. Bring on some of you guys. If anyone wants to come in those streams, I don't mind. I'll maybe do a little something towards the new year, because we usually do a New Year stream, but I'm not sure if I'll be around or whatever. But yeah, so there's that to maybe look forward to, and I'm sure there'll be more videos. I will finally get down to that collection video, big collection video. I know I've kept repeating it over again, so that might be like the new one of 2022. That might be the first video I do. I just do it quickly through showing all the shelves and everything like that. So that will be coming eventually. It's so many titles and things like that, and just, yeah, being a little bit busy, but I definitely want to do it at some stage. So I think starting the new year like that might be the way to go. But anyway, guys, I'm rambling on here. So take care for now, and I'll see you in the new year. Adios.